Okay, we're loading into round number 2 against Wicked Walter. My turn's gonna almost assuredly be Patron Tarsus Guitar Sprite, just because they're the strongest cards in my hand. Guitar Sprite works really well with my Spring Giant, and just controlling the board in general helps you get a lot of advantage incrementally, which is super nice for the kind of decks I like to play, the long and grindy decks. And Patron Tarsus is just one of the better cards in my deck if I can draw all the deck room cards when I need to. Having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mutera cards is not that great. The chances of getting a patron are not the hottest, but it's still worth it for when it happens. And it's not even that bad of a card to level, since it's rank 2, 3 is not that great, but its rank 2 is fine. So if he plays 2 creatures and hits them both in my Guitar Sprite, it would make it still live if I play a patron. Okay, so that's not even that bad. So I'll play patron in the middle lane. I don't have any sideline stuff. And then I'll play Guitar Sprite here. If he plays 2 creatures and they both have Guitar Sprite, it can't even kill my guy. It'll go down to a 3-1. Ooh, and I can play Abyssal Brute in front of his Culture Mystic now. Abyssal Brute in Hulk, maybe? I guess it just depends on what he plays. Okay, so I actually just did the calculations for Patron with 8 off-color cards in my deck and 5 cards in my hand. I've got about a 69.99% chance of hitting the Patron checker. So that's actually really good. 70% is pretty good. Not the almost 100% of only like 4 or 3 cards, but very, very solid. So what's he got here for me? He's got one more card, and he's Unutera, which is the best faction. Pretty much no doubt about that right now. It's in Raiders Unchained. It's simply the best faction. Okay, so he's got Damar's Pickguard. Thankfully, he hit my patron, so it doesn't even do that much. I can play Abyssal Brute here, and if the Guitar Sprite spawns more of the Pickguard, it would not be good for me. So what I'm gonna do is play Death Seeker in front of the Pickguard. It dies on his turn, but then it becomes a 6/6. 6/6 is not that big. If I make a Zithian Hulk, it dies. Pretty much everything dies with this stupid Pickguard. So what's the best card to play? Probably Death Seeker? Yeah, I guess so. Or I could just battle and then play Death Seeker in front of his Grove Matriarch to kill that and pick up the token. And try to deal with the Pickguard some other way. Possibly by putting a Blightwalker in front of it. Yeah, I can play Spring Giant on top of the Guitar Sprite, then Blightwalker either on top of the Guitar Sprite if it jumps in front of the Pickguard, or on top of the in front of the Pickguard if it doesn't. Like either way, I get to pick that up. This card's really strong. It kills almost everything, especially at ranks 2 and 3. Poison 4 and Poison 8 gives it like an artificial 13 and 22 toughness, or 22 power, which is a lot. It kills nearly everything. This doesn't really do that much for him. I guess it's threatening my Guitar Sprite. It's just a decent card to play. Herd Mother is going to be mildly annoying. What I'm going to do is play Spring Giant anyway, because it kills the Aether Tap Shaman, and it's pretty good. So play the Aether Tap. Don't get the Guitar Sprite quite where I want it, but that's fine. If I play Guitar Sprite here, it would be a little bigger, but still not big enough to matter. I could play the Rot Fiend in front of the Damar's Pickguard instead to kill it, because it would be an 8/9 with regen 1. That actually might be a little better, but I like leveling the Blightwalker against Utera decks, especially when I don't have very much removal on my deck. All I have is a bunch of Rot Fiends. So if I can get that removal going, then I won't have to worry nearly as much. If they like Voltron up a card with Shard Plate or whatever, what is it called? Sharklaw Crusher? Yeah, that card. I won't have to worry if I have a Blightwalker, because I know I'll always have an out. If he plays a Warhound Raider dog, he can pump his Herd Mother. That's kind of problematic. This does trade for my card. I'm not too worried about it. I think I got pretty good value. Spark Rainmaker. So he does pump his Herd Mother, which is really strong. But it's only got 5 toughness still. So I can chump it with a a Rot Fiend. I think that's fine. Yeah, it just kills it. And then I can play Rot Fiend in the side lane to pump my, make it a 9-8, or an 8-9 rather. And he does kill this dies, and these trade, but I still have 2 creatures left over, including the Immortal Kataru Sprite. I played the card on turn 1, hasn't died yet. It's so hard to kill. It's really, really annoying to play against. This card would be really devastating if I had a Harbinger of Spring. Like, that combo is really nuts. What have I got to draw into here? I've got a Abyssal Brute and a Patron and a Kataru Sprite. This is like the main cards I'm looking for. With, you know, shoutouts to any number of Rot Fiends I draw and the Blightwalker. So he's got a Herald of Destruction, which doesn't really do that much. I'll just take 3 to pump my Spring Dryad every time I get the Kataru Sprite into play. It doesn't damage the creature anymore, so it's not even that big a deal. This is fairly annoying, but my creature does live. So what I'm going to do is battle, and then go into Spring Dryad on top of the Kataru Sprite. Then I'll play my level 2 Death Seeker. Okay, it looks like my Kataru Sprite spawned right where I wanted it to. So I'll play my, even though I take damage from the Herald of Destruction, I'm not too worried about it. Because I'm making a just massive Spring Dryad. And if he's an Umbric, it's really, really, really hard to deal with that. He has to have a Dendrify or like a Sharklaw Crusher plus an Ice Shark Berserker or something to that effect. Like, you have to do a lot of work to kill Spring Dryad if you're an Umbric, because the removal just isn't there. Like, you need to be in pretty much a Nixium, or I'm sorry, not a Nixium, just Necrium to kill Spring Dryads. They have the best removal. Aloyan doesn't really deal with it that well either. But Aloyan usually plays with... Okay, so he's killing my creature here. That's a fine strategy. Probably going to jam a Patron of Tarsus on the board and then play, I don't know, maybe Blightwalker. Okay, almost certainly Blightwalker. Play Blightwalker in front of the Herd Mother. And he got the lucky block on my Spring Dryad. That's nice. So I'm gonna replace the Kataru Sprite. How much? It doesn't actually do any additional damage right now. So we'll go ahead and battle first. Yeah, because I can save 1 damage on each of my creatures, or I could get in for 3 damage. I guess saving damage is a lot better. So let's go ahead and play the Patron. Shrink all his creatures by 1. Okay, I even get the lucky Kataru Sprite because I wanted to put the Blightwalker in front of the Herd Mother. So this lets me do that and get the extra pump on Spring Dryad, making it a 2018, 20 or wow, 22-20, even bigger than I thought. And then I can play Dryad's Brune on Blightwalker if he lets it live, but I highly doubt he will. Probably gonna end up playing Rot Fiend and Kataru Sprite. If I do have a full board somehow, I'll probably play Dryad's Boon. I'm just not sure on what yet. I don't want to put it on the Spring Dryad because that seems too greedy if he has a Dendrify and he just hasn't drawn it yet. Cauldron Mystic doesn't do a whole lot. I could put it on a Kataru Sprite. We'll see. We'll see what he does. He could put a creature in front of Kataru Sprite. He does have a level 2 Spark Brandisseer, which is 7 power. So he could kill the Kataru Sprite if he has it. Oh, there we go. I mean, it's not great because this is only a 9/13 at rank 3, which is horrible, actually. But that's fine. What I'm going to do now is play Dryad's Boon on my Spirit token. Right? I'm just trying to think here. So I can either play Dryad's Boon or I can just play 2 creatures. 2 creatures is probably better. Yeah, that seems way better. Let's just play Rot Fiend, kill a 7/8, then post-combat play Kataru Sprite in front of his Cauldron Mystic. This also hits him for 24, which is pretty nice. I could have waited until after combat, but I wanted to get the extra 2 damage and kill his creature. Ooh, and a level 2 Patron with Kicker. That's nice. I say with Kicker because, you know, it's extra effect. And here's the Kicker. Bam, all your creatures are smaller. It's also a term for Magic. Magic the Gathering. Okay, Wicked Walter, you're in a pretty bad spot. I don't know how you can get out of it. Let's see it. So he plays a creature in front of Spring Dryad and blocks my wall, my spirit with like not even. Okay, so that's kind of odd. Nothing ended up happening there. So this is 10 plus 12. So it's really close to lethal damage, but not quite there. So let's just go to combat. Oh no, it is lethal damage. It's exactly lethal. I just miscounted. I thought it was a 29, but it's actually lethal. Sweet. Nice. So it's what, 2-0?